All right, y'all. Welcome to uh, part two of liquidity pool staking on PancakeSwap. First time I did it was the very first time I did it, and I ran into some issues. So this one should be a little bit more streamlined. And this is the part two to the final presentation I'm going to do tomorrow. So let's go ahead. So you guys can see I'm in my SafePal app. You guys can see right now what I'm doing is you need BNB and you need to be on the BEP20 network, which is the Binance Smart Chain network, so BEP20, right? And then I'm going to do Front, which is another token I bought on Binance, BEP20, right? You guys can see I have the Juventus and the BNB from before. That was the one I did yesterday, part one of this series. So as you see that, and again, you guys can buy it on Binance, right? And just transfer it over, or Uniswap or whatever. But let's go to PancakeSwap. Now, what I'm going to do is go to liquidity. I'm going to add liquidity, and you see it already shows my BNB, and it's showing me I have Front. So basically, actually, I don't have as much BNB as I thought. Let me go back and check. 15. Ah, interesting. So what I might have to do is sell some of my stake. Okay, so this is actually perfect that this came up. So let's do exchange, right? Let's go to the front that I have. Let's go to BNB, get a little bit more of it. But first, let me make sure how much do I actually have. So I have 1862 total, and then that would mean I need 0.2 more of BNB. But remember, you guys got to keep at least always 0.2 BNB on you, which is about 30-40 bucks. You could do several transactions, but just don't be caught with your pants down. Always have some gas fees. So if we do max, then that's 30 front. So what I could do is, so what I'm going to do, so how you guys see I'm figuring that out. So the balance right there is 15, almost exactly, of BNB, right? You're seeing that for me to do this liquidity pool, I need 50-50, right, to create these LP tokens, short for liquidity pool tokens, so I can start the farming process. So for me, knowing that you need at least 51 to 49% ideally because of to cover gas fees, and BNB is how you pay for that, then I'm going to look at the max here. So I can only spend 15, right? And then that turns down the 1862 to 1835. So that's let's say 27 tokens. I'll do 28 tokens. I'm going to switch 28 tokens of front to get the additional 0.2 of BNB is basically what it's saying will happen. So let's go 28 tokens, right? And then switch it to BNB, and then boom, see? So I could even do 27, and that would give me the 21 that I need, which would be perfect. $0.14 to approve it. But I'll probably need to do it anyways. Or I could just, no, you know what, guys? So that's how you would do it if you need to, right? So the first time you actually exchange, you need to approve the request to the smart contract. I'm not going to do that because what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to keep a little bit of front on me anyways, just to trade. I mean, I'll trade it back into some Tether or BNB and put it back in my wallet after. So this is what we'll do. We're going to go back to liquidity. We'll avoid that. So now you know how to do that exchange if you need to do it, and somewhat of the math behind it. So let's do max of BNB, but then remember, I'm going to have to do about 14.8 let's do 1485. I could even do like, yeah, 1485 to be safe. So showing me max of what I can do there. Showing you how much of the pool conversion rates between the two, right? So what we're gonna do first step is approve the front. You guys can see 14 cents. Ridiculous prices, right? Just so expensive. It's outrageous. As you guys can see with the SafePal, it's a little bit different. Depending on what wallet you have, it might be a little bit more simple, but I like this. If you guys haven't gotten the SafePal wallet yet, I would suggest doing so. It's been great. Okay, approve in front, right? You guys can see it's loading. Usually these transactions are pretty quick. So that's step one, and we got 3 or 4 more steps to go. Okay, so we're approving the front, all right? So I believe, okay, so that went away, right? Let's just double check so I can show you guys BSC scan. Remember, BSC stands for Binance Smart Chain. See, it just showed the transaction in, right? Transaction hash success. And basically what it's saying is to the contract for Frontier token. So you're basically paying a small fee to the bridge troll to be able to put your front end BNB tokens onto the smart contract so you can create the liquidity pool tokens. So in turn, you can access this farm and get the returns, right, that we're all chasing. So that's it. I've already done the BNB approval process. I don't think I'll have to do it again, but we shall see. So I added liquidity, right? So now we're going to press supply. You will receive BNB front pool tokens. So it shows me what it is, right? Share a pool, the rates, front deposited, confirm supply. Which, if you guys remember, if you were on yesterday, this was it. It was a little different than the Juventus BNB pool. So I don't know. It might be different between pools because on the Juventus BNB pool, I got fractions. I put about $4,000 in, and I got 0.000485 of an LP token, which is usually not normal. In my experience, I was a little confused. I'll say worried a little bit, but once we figured out that that was just how it worked out, then everything was fine. So as you guys can see, before I do this, it's showing me 162 LP tokens. Usually that's the amount you expect. You're expecting to get full LP tokens, and if you're putting in like 4,000 total, like me right now, you are going to expect, you know, full tokens at the very least. So I'm getting 162. Okay, cool. That seems about normal, right? If you guys have done liquidity pool staking on the Ethereum network before. So let's look at that. 70 cents. That's the most expensive I've seen, and that's still nothing. Okay, now time to scan my SafePal. As y'all can see, I'm doing this in my backyard. It's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. Okay, transaction submitted. Let's go to BSC scan again, and boom, it's already done. 6 seconds, right? So it's showing to the PancakeSwap router, or basically the smart contract, right? So it's showing you what the action is. Add so-and-so front and 14 BNB liquidity to PancakeSwap. And it's showing you what you've basically the transactions that have gone through, right? Gas limit, right? Gas used by transaction. See, it only used 80% of what it quoted me. So instead of 70%, it used, I don't know, or 70 cents, it used like 55 cents, something like that. So let's go back. That's submitted. So what we should, you're seeing that little thing at the top here, add 14.8 BNB and 1810 front, and then you get that green little circle. From what I've come to realize, I think that's a success. And we saw in the blockchain explorer that's what it is. So look, this is a lot more normal than the other one I did at the bottom here, showing me how many LP tokens are in my wallet now. So let's go back to the wallet here, the SafePal wallet. Usually it auto populates, sometimes it doesn't, so I'm not super, worried about that. But sometimes it will auto populate. If you want to see how much tokens you have, then what you would do is you're going to add, right? And then you're going to go to a custom address. So maybe we can do that right now. I will show you guys how to do that. So we'll go liquidity, right? You see the liquidity that we have, your pool tokens. Let's go to farms. We'll do I'll show you how to add the contract later. It'll be a little bit easier on my computer. Wow, look at that. SWGB 700%. It's still got 2.8 million in it, which is larger than the other one I'm doing, but I just don't know what SWGB is. Obviously, guys, these are risky. The higher they are, understand that there's more risk, right? So higher the reward, usually higher the risk as well. So one of my buddies did this one, Cake BNB. As you guys can see, I mean, this is massive. This is larger than the 1-inch Ethereum pool that I've done other videos on. That only got about 200 million. This one's got 250 million, yet he's still making 158%, but that's not compounded. So if you guys are looking on the farm, click that little blue calculator. It's showing you what you're breaking down per day, per 7 days, per 30 days, per 365 days. So it's compounded, right? Compounding once daily. So that's why it turns into 384. So you see 158, don't be deceived. That's the real one if you leave it in. So let me walk you through this chart. So you see the time frame, ROI, and cake per 1,000. So the time frame is obviously how long you left it in. Your ROI is based on how much money you have in there. So about 0.5% a day, and cake per 1,000. So when you see APY, the ROI, you're not paid in dollars, you're paid in cake tokens. So these cake tokens, per every 1,000 you put into this pool. So say you put in 2,000, you're making 1.2 at the current rate, and it fluctuates, but let's just say on average 1 token a day. Right now, 1 cake token, $7. So $7 a day for a token that might, ideally, with all the influx of money coming in and how popular Binance Smart Chain is, don't want to give any predictions, but let's just assume that it'll go up, right? That's a pretty safe assumption since it's already gone up almost $1 in the last day since I started making these about BSC. So you go down, right? Say you got 4,000 in. Now you're talking about like 3 tokens a day. And that's in a liquidity pool with quite a bit of reassurance. I mean, it would really take a massive, huge negative story for people to want to pull all that liquidity out and have your money be at risk. But again, most of us are only working with a couple thousand, maybe 10,000, 20,000 at the most. So you don't really have to worry unless you put it in millions. So perfect. See, you see what you're paid in cake. And then over the years, say you just left it in and you didn't take it out and it was around the same. So let's just say 500 cake per 1,000. Remember, you got 2,000 in there for this example. So let's just assume you made 1,000 cake because it fluctuates, and it averages out to 500 per 1,000 per year. So you left it in for a year. You have 1,000 tokens. Say cake goes to $20 a token. say it stays at 7 right now. Say it stays at 7. You just made 7,000 off a $2,000 investment, not including the appreciation of the 2 pool tokens that you put in. So Cake and BNB. BNB is at like a $130 right now, 130, and then Cake is at 7. Say they both double. So your initial 2,000 just turned into 4,000, and you turn your 2,000 into, you've turned 4 digits into 5 digits by literally just letting something sit in a pretty stable and a very large pool. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anywhere else that's going to give you returns like that. So that's awesome. Now you guys can see there's not just all BNB token and then BNB pairs. There's a comp Ethereum pair, which I was actually looking at doing. I just didn't buy comp in time, so I'm waiting on that one to recorrect. I'm sure you guys have seen SafePal. I have a little bit of SafePal, so I might do a little bit of one, right? And all these are earning you Cake. This is all, you're all paid in Cake. Lit, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Lit token. Look at another one, and you guys can see what the return on these are. I mean, you leave it in for, that's insane. For a whole year, that's like almost, that's like, let's just round it down. That's 7,000%. You're making 10,000 cakes for a year off of $1,000. That's 70 grand.
I think you cut off, Mike. Can't hear you. Yo, Mike. Yo, Mike, you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
cool,
here.
cool.
I got disconnected.
All right.
The old Mike Rich left. All right. Let's see if I'm still recording. It is still recording. All right, guys. We're back on road. I was trying to do this outside, but maybe my connection will be a little spotty outside. All right, guys, back on. Where did I leave off, guys? Can you tell me where I stopped talking?
You're going
right,
through all the other ROIs on like the
Perfect.
cake, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let me go to front, right? I'm going to go to front, and let me repeat my disclaimer of what I've seen from other people who explain this. You have to understand that there is a risk in doing these liquidity pools. Say there was a mad rush for liquidity, and you were in a small pool or even a big one, right? There's huge news, right? Say that, Binance Smart Chain went down or was hacked or something. You never know what FUD is going to be out there. I'm not 100% sure, but what I would assume is that if Binance Smart Chain saw that there was a huge rush of liquidity being pulled out, they could have some sort of a lock-in mechanism just to kind of protect people's funds. But since it's decentralized, I don't think that's the case. So it would kind of be every man for himself. You would just hope that you'd be able to pull your tokens out, which you should be able to. But nonetheless, just know that there is a risk that you could lose everything you put in here. So just understand that. Has that ever happened to me? No. But has it happened before? Yes. Just so you guys know, I gotta put that out there. So now that we created the LP tokens, right, from before, let me go back and show you guys. Liquidity, right? It's showing me I got 162 tokens. I got 1/10% of the pool, so I'm not too worried. Now let's go. Now that we know we have these LP tokens to stake, go to farms. We're gonna go down to front. Now we're gonna approve this contract, right? Because now you have to ask for basically for permission to get onto this smart contract, so you can move your LP tokens on there and start making your ROI. So I'm doing this on my hard wallet right now. Now I'm gonna switch. Okay, boom. See, it was approved almost instantly. I love BSC, it's very fast. So stake, right? I'm just gonna do max. Then we're gonna confirm. Let's look at the gas fee. Again, 62 cents. They're gouging me. How dare they? Again, gonna do the same process with my SafePal. And you guys might see this as tedious. I mean, it is a little tedious. I mean, it's pretty safe as well. But if you guys want, you can do the same thing with Trust Wallet. You can do the same thing with MetaMask. This is not the only way to do it. This is the unfortunate, difficult way that I chose. So don't be like me if you don't have to. Getting some of the reflection in here. There we go. All right. Pending confirmation, right? Now it's in. It's staked, right? So let's look at details. It shows you. And let's go, let's check it out. This is the last one that we did, right? And it's basically it's telling you to the PancakeSwap front contract. So you staked it on here, right? It's showing you what you've staked. So as you guys can see, boom, it just started to accumulate. So when you have a larger amount in there, the quicker you earn. Let me show you guys another one that I have. So that one's gonna keep going. So I'm done with that. Now we're pretty much good. So I have this one right here. I put this one in maybe 10 o'clock last night. So it's been about 12 hours. So about half the day. This one, as you can see, a little bit smaller, but I'm making about 350 APY on it. I've already earned about 2.8 tokens, just about. So an equivalent dollar price right now, if I wanted to say you wanted to harvest it. And the cool, what I really enjoy about this is what Ethereum used to be, and it used to be as cheap as this. I'd say maybe even last year. And somebody I will have talk about that is less on this next class I'm doing tomorrow for you guys. So part 3, the final part of this Binance Smart Chain farming liquidity program, farming. So Ethereum used to be this cheap, or at least a lot cheaper than it is now. Give you guys an example. This same process on, say, maybe 1inch or Uniswap or SushiSwap, and I'm staking liquidity, it at least cost a couple $100, probably at least $300 to do everything that I just did. On Binance Smart Chain, I spent, I think, about $2 and some change. So it's accessible to the everyday person. You know, most of us do not have millions of dollars to play around with, or even a couple $100,000. So paying a couple $100 in fees is just, it's asinine, especially 4,000 in there, 2,000 in there, 100 in there, 500 in there. Binance Smart Chain seems like it's a more reasonable option for, you know, the fish that are trying to become tuna, then dolphins, then sharks, and then eventually whales, right? So now that I got on my rant, let's reset that. Okay, I'm able to harvest. I wanted to show you guys what the cost was to harvest, just so you could see. Ideally, you know, harvest, right? Click on that, 54 cents. So obviously right now it's not worth it for me to do it. But if you did need to pull that liquidity out that you've created, you know, your ROI that you've created, it's possible. It's only 50 cents to do it. So say you got $100 on there, you see another token that you want, or you see, you know, you can turn some cake into some BNB, or you want to, hey, maybe you even want to start another liquidity pool off of the ROI that you made on the liquidity pools that you have. So you can harvest that, right? You're able to harvest it, and you're able to pull it out, and it goes straight back into your wallet. So your MetaMask, your SafePal, your Trust wallet, whatever you're using, your Rainbow wallet, IM token, several different ones. But besides that, guys, that's basically it. This one went a lot smoother than the last one, so I'm really happy with that. I will be posting this on to the channel here pretty soon as I get it downloaded from the cloud. And we'll go from there. Any questions before I end the recording?
You're gonna put this up on the YouTube too, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Cool.